Hello, today we're going to talk about how you can use ChatGPT to supercharge yourself and write like a legendary copywriter. And you can do that in 30 seconds. So you'll be now able to write like, Robert Collier, Dan Kennedy, and all of these great copywriters of all time in direct marketing. So let's dive right into it. Let me reduce that. And there it is. So the first thing first that you want to do is you want to have, a Robert Collier sales letter. If you go in one of my other video where I'm talking about how to use ChatGPT to reverse engineer sales letter from some of the best copywriters of all time, you will be able to get sales letters from those copywriters. So you can just ask ChatGPT to get those sales letters. Now, once you have it, you want to get those sales letter and copy paste it into your prompt as context. So what I've done here is I've asked in this one, analyze the writing style of all sales letter. Let me put that actually bigger for you guys. Maybe a bit more. There it is. So analyze the style of the sales letter provided below. And written, I've put in parentheses the Robert Collier sales letter here as like context. So that way you have the prompt at the top and then you have the context afterwards. So yeah, to really indicate, same name here. To really indicate where, the Robert Collier sales letters starts. So analyze the writing style of the sales letters provided below, written by Robert Collier, and write in the same way. Then I give the context of what I wanted to write about. So write about a Chrome extension that I've built and what does the Chrome extension does. For those that are curious, it's called leftonread.top. That's the website. It just helps you to, in social media, get bring all of at the top of your inbox, all of the unread messages. It's free. So do whatever you want with it. All right. So that's one way of doing it. So you can do it this way, and I'm asking it to write the same way as Robert Collier would write. So I'm giving it actually 3 different sales letters. So that's the first one, that's the second one, and that's the third one. So I'm not giving it an instructions to follow exactly the sales letter. I'm giving it the instructions to write like this person, giving it context. And then that's the output. Dear business operator, are you tired of sifting through countless messages? Blah, blah, blah. You get the gist. So now, put that a little bit smaller for you to see the entire thing. You're able to get the, that's kind of a sales letter a small sales letter that Robert Collier would write. Now, if you want to do something that is more along the line of one exact sales letter, the way that you would do it, you'd have to change the prompt for something different. So that's one way of doing it. And then the second way of doing it is this way. Put that bigger for you. Second way of doing it is similar context, similar structure in a way in terms of the prompt, but you have to add here, you have to change the prompt. So I've written analyze the writing style as well as the structure with the following sales letter written by Robert Collier from his book, Robert Collier, letter book in 1930s. This is probably not relevant, but I like to specify it just in case that it needs more context, because ChatGPT or any AI, the more context you give, the better it is. And I write, that I've mentioned, and write about left unread, a Chrome extension that never miss an unread conversation. Again, the same way Robert Collier, and then I write about left unread, because there's a comma here, that's basic grammar. I mean, I hope so that I'm doing it right, but write about left unread the same way Robert Collier would in his sales letter. And then I give the sales letter right after here. Doing it this way gives a similar output to the sales letter that you've provided, but I'm going to show you right after another prompt that's going to give it even better outcome, because it's even closer. And you'll see in terms of the prompt, the way that the prompt is built, that is really, really similar, the structure, but then the context or the background I'm giving to the prompt, to the AI, is even more specific. So that's the sales letter. That was one specific one. And that was one of the best sales letters that he's written for his book, The Secret of the Ages, from Robert Collier. Then it writes, that's a bit smaller to see a bit more. Dear reader, do you find yourself, blah, blah. And that's kind of the same way that you would do it. Dear sir, have you heard of? Like, it's not exactly that, but it kind of writes similarly, because you can see, the context, like done with another day, limited edition, it's up to you. So it kind of have the same structure in terms of like, I guess it would be like AIDA, like attention, interest, desire, action. That it's kind of following. But the one that is even better is this one. So let me show you. So that prompt is even better because it shows, okay, analyze the writing style and the structure of the following sales letter written by Robert Collier. Same structure. As you see, it's really the same structure. And using the same writing style and structure, write about the Chrome extension left unread. That helps people to do this. So as you can see, it's really, really similar to that one, but the difference is that I'm specifying, instead of saying write the same way Robert Collier would in his sales letter, I'm saying using using the same writing style and structure, write about this. So using the same writing style and structure is not specified in the first one. I'm just saying write like this copywriter. Well, that's why it's important to, depending of what output you want to get, it's important to use I'm gonna say it like extremely specific information. So that's what you want to do, and with that you have a much closer output to the sales letter. So dear sir, have you heard of? Have you ever stopped to analyze? Have you ever stopped? Have you ever stopped? These are questions. But now, okay, let's go see the result. Have you ever? Have you ever? These are questions. This can help you with that. And yeah, so like it's a bit closer, as you can see. There could be many more tweaks I could do in the prompt, but to keep it simple, I wanted to show you how you can use a quite simple, prompt by giving it context, giving it structure, indications, and how you can do that. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, show you how you can use a simple prompt, like just few lines with a big amount of context, the sales letter, where you can actually reverse engineer the way that sales letter copywriters would write, direct marketers would write, and do the same thing in only a few seconds. It's simple. If you don't know where to start, it's simple. Ask ChatGPT who are the best copywriters of all time. Ask like a top 5, and then pick one in the list. Ask what is the best sales letter that they've written, and then it's going to give you an output. But specify, it's important, specify the full sales letter, and then take that sales letter, copy it, analyze the structure of the sales letter, and write like this, like use the prompt that I've showed you. So you'll be able, with doing that, you'll be able to start from scratch, using zero knowledge of copywriters, and reverse engineer and write like them in only a few minutes. I mean, I say minutes because ChatGPT sometimes takes a bit of time to respond. But if it would be really fast, that would be seconds. And with doing that, you can now have sales letters that are amazing. And you can just review it. And if you don't like it, you can ask ChatGPT to make improvements. And ChatGPT 4 is even better in terms of like subtleties, in terms of respecting prompt and giving the output a bit better. But if you don't have access to ChatGPT 4, 3.5 is still really, really good. So I hope you like the video. Let me know what you think. And yeah, if you like that type of video, follow the channel, follow the profile, whatever your platform you're in, and just hit the button follow, like the button like if you liked it. And I am really excited to hear what you have about to say in terms of feedback, questions, next video that you'd like me to do, just post it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.